Hello, friends, and welcome back. We are here to discuss Berserk Volume 39. And just a heads up, it sounds like we'll be discussing 40 and 41 next week. So if you're reading along, get those two volumes in. They're a little shorter, seems like, than these ones. So this one went by quick. It was a fast read. So, Joel, you start us off with an introduction, please.
I'm Jason Byrne. I wrote the Hybrid Helix. I publish a weekly fantasy magazine for free, and you can find me at jasonbyrne.com. And I read Berserk before, but at this point, we're up to like the really new stuff. So I don't know if it matters the same way it did when we were discussing like Volume 3. Like I don't have as much like to look ahead, hardly anything. So anyway, that's it. That's me.
And Barsha.
Hi, my name is Vasha. I run the YouTube channel Reading by the Rainy Mountain and I'm on the podcast Speculative Speculations with Steve and a couple of others. I'm excited to talk about this volume.
Yeah, seems like a lot of things we've been building to finally. Although I do wonder, I get having the defense stuff, like the scarecrows and the pumpkins and all that, but it seemed like an excuse just to kill more stuff, didn't it? I mean, it
Always. Isn't it always including the sea god there? Just for excuses for Guts to slash at things. Did you like how he killed the fire creature thing with his sword? There's sometimes in superhero movies, my husband and I grumble about how people just like bring guns to a fight. Like, what do you think you can possibly achieve against like whatever this superhero is able to do with a gun? But Guts apparently can slash at a fire monster and win. At least it's a big sword.
a really big sword.
I almost feel like there's many places in the series where it's almost like Miura's like, well, people came here to watch a guy swing a sword at monsters, so I better throw in a guy swinging a sword at monsters, like every this many chapters, or else your fans are gonna. If that's what your fans are coming for, you got to give them what they want, or they're gonna leave. So I don't, and I wonder. I suspect that he could have cut out some of it and kept as much of his kept his fan base. Like I don't think people needed as much slashing as they got, but it really does feel like got to throw in another conflict, another sword fight because it's a sword fighting book. It's an easy. I mention it because I fall into this trap on occasion where I'm like, I haven't had a fight in 3 chapters. We better start some punching. Who's there to punch? And that's the wrong way to structure a book, but you do have that fear, like, there hasn't been punching in a while. So, yeah, but I totally agree. This was just silly, and I mean, it wasn't bad. It was just
Yeah.
kind of.
It was fine. We did get to see the cannon though. It's pretty underused, I think. He finally uses it. He's used it a couple times, but it seemed like it could be used more. Like such a cool thing.
Yeah. I still think my favorite was where he used the recoil from the cannon to drive a sword thrust. I forgot what fight that was, but I'm like, I wish there were more clever bits like that and not as much, he's such a monster. Like that's how he swings that sword is so big. That's how he, it's like, okay, we get it. He has a very big sword. But the clever bits I always like more. But I mean, how many clever bits are you going to come up with? I mean, I guess there's a limit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what do we think of the attempted coup?
Oh yeah, that seemed a little silly, right? I mean,
or the prophecy about the tempest leaving the world and coming back with several different fates or whatever.
Or a small wind leaves and comes back with a gale.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the word in my volume, like the translation was tempest, so I wondered about Puck is no, it's not from Tempest. He's from Midsummer Night's Dream. Never mind.
Mm,
Mm.
I didn't even think of that.
me either.
That was a good almost catch. But that's fun. I didn't even think of that. I mean, it was played for laughs, which
Yeah.
I didn't expect more than that, but it made me smile.
Yeah. Yeah. It was less silly than the Puck Isidoro. I like that Isidoro and the Isidoro, uh, and Farnese's brother are on the same level of silliness in this one. Like they have been brought to the same level together.
The running gag I still like with Isidro, and I know we don't like Isidro, but the one gag I do like is, wait a minute, you're from the actual Band of the Hawk? Did you
Mm.
know my hero, the 100-Man Slayer? Or were you his buddy? And Guts is just like, go away. It's a goofy like running joke, but I still makes me laugh every time. The whole Guts just being like, did you ever like shine the boots of that great hero? You know, and he's just like, go away. You know, every time it happens, it makes me happy. I don't know why, but they don't do it a ton. But this is good. So
Yeah, that was funny
I was
too.
satisfied. Yeah,
I love the art in this one. It felt different, and it should be because it's in this brand new place. And I loved how everything looked shiny and brilliant. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, as someone who does not know how to draw, that's amazing to me that you can do that.
that's part of what's so impressive, right? Like he draws dark, gruesome stuff, but then he draws shiny, fancy stuff. Same guy.
Mm,
Like I'd almost not be as impressed if he could do just one,
yeah,
Hmm.
right? Because then it's like, okay, he can do dark, gruesome stuff, which we've seen plenty of, right? But the fact that he can do both impresses me. It's like writers who can pull off different tones or different voices really well.
In black and white too, he's doing this without any color, which is
hmm
that's pretty wild.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Super impressive.
So we did get some more details on the world tree.
So the world tree is the one that Kanishka became, right? Or am I not remembering that correctly?
I wasn't sure about that because it talks about it like it's one tree. So it's a huge tree of legend that's said to connect the heavens and the earth and the underworld, and those are its branches. So with branches that stretch through the sky. But then I think it mentions that there's more than one. So I was confused with that.
Okay. So the world tree is a crack between our world and these other worlds. Right? It's a big crack. And it looks like a tree because it's got like all these fragments to it. And I think Kanishka didn't create it. It was always there, but maybe he like joined with it or enhanced it or illuminated it. And the thing is, the other trees, the ones like that witch was guarding, those are parasites that weaken the world tree, weaken the crack. So the crack doesn't keep getting bigger and deeper. So weakening the tree keeps things separated, like the spirit world. Doesn't Things don't leak through as fast. It's not all a mixture, chaotic mixture. But if the world tree, since the world tree is a crack, if it was allowed to expand, we would all be screwed, right? It would join our world more fully with these
Mm.
other worlds. So Griffith's people are trying to destroy these other trees, which are weakening the world tree, right? I had
hmm
to read that section like 3 times
Hmm.
because it's like they're both trees, but one kind of tree is weakening the other kind of tree. And then they don't really explain how Ganishka fits into it, except that maybe him doing what he did either showed us the world tree or like he joined with it or made it deep enough that we could see it, because now they're like seeing it in daylight. Like that thing we see above the clouds, right? Like I don't think that was the case before.
I see. Because the shape of the world tree, it looks a lot like the thing, that tall thing that Ganishka became. So I wasn't sure if
But
that's what he was.
the implication is that it must have predated Kanishka in some form. Maybe it was much smaller, or maybe it was much
Mm.
weaker or harder to see, because the Shirki's the witch that Shirki worked for. I mean, her special tree was there to weaken the world tree and keep it
Mm-hmm.
subdued. And then so it must have been there in some form before Kanishka was killed,
Makes sense.
right?
Yeah.
Which does make sense, right? We knew there were these cracks between the worlds before, even from the very beginning of the story. Things could bleed through from the spirit world, just not much. And kids would get lost in the forest,
Mm.
but not often.
Mm.
And just now everything is just getting more. It's like a matter of degree. So now we can actually see it, which means Kanishka must have, um, like widened it, like it's a crack. He widened it or deepened it or something. That's the impression I get. They don't really explain how he changed it.
Mm.
Then, if Griffith's going around deliberately killing these other trees, he's trying to make the crack bigger, right? Like we know that, right? That's right. We saw, didn't we already see Griffith send apostles to destroy that witch?
Yeah.
That was a
Hmm.
while ago, right? Okay. Sometimes I forget when things happen. Okay, so Griffith is trying to like deepen the word. So he's done several things now to make this world tree stronger, like stop the things that were making it weaker and actually like make it stronger with the Kanishka thing. So he wants that time of chaos so he can have his kingdom.
Okay, makes sense. Also explains why that kid keeps showing up at full moon, I guess. Do you think it also explains why the kid has the form he now has? That they, it also helps the demons or apostles become stronger somehow? Or is it just the breach?
I think they refer to him as the Oracle, right? Or it.
Yeah. That's because they thought that he's one of the mer people
Mm.
who went to warn ahead. I think that was Shirka's theory, but I guess the reader's theory is that that's the demon child of Guts and Casca. Isn't that what we've been speculating? Sorry
Yeah,
for.
I thought
Yeah,
so.
okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was confused with that too.
Hmm. Yeah, that's
With
because in the last one, Shirka had the theory that it's someone who's going to go warn them. Some elf, some part of the elf kingdom that's been sent to guide them. That's what she guessed. And so she's like building on that theory and saying, yeah, I was right about that.
hmm. Yeah, because it reads on a very rare occasion, such as during a full moon, paths will connect the physical and astral world. So yeah, it makes sense then.
Hmm.
So is it living in the astral world only?
Mm. Seems like it, no? And
Hmm.
then it keeps descending to this world during the full moon.
So if it is their love child, then how did it get there
Mm.
from being the creature that we saw earlier?
It went
Well,
into that egg, right? Sorry, what?
I'm saying it must have changed somehow because it was put in that egg with Griffith. So
Yeah,
we don't really know what happened to it, but it makes perfect sense that it changed form in some way,
yeah.
having been through the egg. Um, and then I think and then I'm gonna just tell you. I think we're gonna find out more about this in the next two volumes.
Oh, okay.
So I don't think we're supposed to really understand or have a full understanding right now of what the Moonchild is, other than it's clearly linked to Guts and Casca. I mean, it just shows too much interest in them specifically. I think to be like it specifically goes to them, the two of them, and no one else, right? Like in a way that it has to be. It doesn't mean it has to be the Moonchild. It doesn't have to be their baby, but it has to be somehow. So we
Hmm.
have to wait. We have to wait.
I'm just glad I didn't miss something because I was a little confused with that. But I thought it was neat that we came full circle back to the spirit tree and the other, I guess the other sorcerer that lived in the forest. I forget her name. That we go back to her.
Yeah. Well, it's nice, right? Because I don't think it was really clear why Griffith sent apostles after her.
Hmm.
'Cause he did. He sent like a big force after her like a while ago, and it wasn't. Yeah, I didn't understand why. I was like, this is weird. Like, why bother? Like, I thought maybe it's because he saw her as a threat, but now we have a better. I think this is a better explanation.
Yeah.
Um, to his plan, and yeah,
So Griffin didn't necessarily know that Guts would be there. He just happened to be there when they went for her, or was it a double thing where he was trying to get the group? I guess we don't know yet.
I guess we don't know, but I also think I lean towards what you that he didn't know or he just didn't care. I mean,
Hmm.
Griffith's whole position right now is he doesn't care where Guts is. He's pretending not to. Whether he's lying to himself and really does care or not. His official stance, right, is that he doesn't care about Guts or Casca. He just has his mission. He has his thing.
Hmm.
So that's how I see it. Is if Guts is there or not doesn't matter. He's got to go and kill the tree that's weakening the world tree, so the world tree can get stronger, and you know crack open the boundaries between the worlds, which is just a really roundabout way of like ruling the world, being the only safe place left.
Yeah.
it's it also definitely. Remember, we were postulating. I think it was last week about whether there were other safe spots in other like corners of the globe, and it really makes it seem like there aren't. Like, it really makes it seem like if you live in another country or whatever, you are just effed. You know, like
Yeah.
there isn't like another place where Griffith's got another city where people are safe. In Kush,
Hmm.
just doesn't. It's just got the one place, and that's all he cares about. And if you can live there, if you can make it there, that's great.
So
Or
he
should we
not
go
only because so he will not only have a kingdom, he will have the kingdom. There'll be nothing else. That's all there is.
That really, I mean, I don't see any other way of looking at it from what we know right now.
Hmm.
That's all signs point to, yeah. But that goes with, I mean, think of, well, who's going to be more exalted than a ruler of this jewel of peace and serenity in a world that's turned to hell, right? If you
Hmm.
want to be worshipped by this population, you want every human on earth to be like, oh, you are the greatest. You have to marry the princess, right? You have to lead the one shining beacon of beauty and truth and safety, and the world has to suck, right?
Yeah.
Like, that seems like that's the formula, and he's just knocking them down like pins.
Hmm.
Not letting anything stand in his way, and he's getting the kingdom. And then Guts says in this one like something about how he thinks that Griffith will keep aiming higher and higher. I don't really know what that means exactly.
Yeah, he
I don't
says the
know.
hawk will keep soaring higher.
Yeah, but I mean, once you get the city and you're like basically worshipped as a god by every human on earth, I don't know what you do. I don't know where you go from there.
Hmm.
Maybe his own ambition will be his downfall. He'll somehow search for even more than that, or realize that even that doesn't fulfill him, and then he'll fall apart once he gets it. He's on his way. I mean, he's really close to getting that ultimate dream.
Hmm.
But he's just gonna have to plunge the rest of the world into deeper darkness to make himself look better and better.
Yeah, he'll continue soaring higher and higher. That's Griffin the hawk.
Yeah.
So
So is that I mean, I don't know if that's the theme. He soars higher and higher until his own ambition ends up being his undoing because
hmm.
there's nowhere else to go, or he gets to the summit and is still not happy. I don't know if that's a theme Yer is pursuing it. I don't really think so, but I'm also not sure how you get too much higher than where he's looking right now. Like, it's pretty high up.
Yeah, because there's really, like you said, there's really nothing else left.
I I have a hard time seeing where you go from there. I mean, again, he needs to continue plunging the rest of the world into darkness and chaos. to make himself look even better as a contrast. But it's pretty bad now. Like, you can make it worse, but there's got to be a limit to that. And then just everyone will be dead. Like at some point, it's like doesn't matter how horrible the countryside is. Everyone's just been eaten. You don't get worse than everyone's dead. Like at some, it's just. So I don't know. I don't know is he going to get free health care in the city? I mean, I think they already have that. They already have it better than like modern America.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty much a utopia, right? I mean, it's everyone has kind of plays a role, and they all work together, and seem like they're
in what's it, Falconia or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I wonder how many artists work on this, on these books, and the amount of time it must take to get all the detail in there.
Dan might.
Well, I guess they take plenty of time.
It is a team, right? We know that once you're at a certain level as a mangaka, you get assistants who work for pennies and do all the detail work.
Mm-hmm.
I also wonder what this art looked like. I wonder if these are from the original, because when they're originally published, they often have different art than when they're collected.
Oh,
but I don't know if this one did that. That's a common thing where they publish it in the weekly magazine with like rougher art, and then they polish it up and put in more detail when they do the collection. But I don't know if that was true for Berserk or not. There's also a monthly release, which is different. Like most manga are like weekly. Dan would know. Where's Dan?
Yeah. Where's Dan?
I don't even look things up anymore. I'm just like, just ask Dan. He'll know these things. I could research it myself, but Dan's my manga Google.
I did like the whole coup thing. You'll be punished and have, what was it? You have to like wash the dishes and like I forget it was kind of silly. I expected that to be a little more taken a little more seriously. But.
And the queen says, I'm going to give you the maximum possible punishment for this. You're going to be doing menial labor for 1 whole day. Oh,
yeah.
No.
Yeah. The elves are goofy.
Mm.
But it kind of makes sense because Puck is goofy.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, now we get where he gets it from.
What do you think of Puck's buddies? Peck, Poke, Pock? I don't know how many there were. First, I thought it was just Puck being, in multiple places at once and putting on a show of some sort. But no, he has cousins. There's more of him.
Makes sense. As much sense as anything.
I also really liked when everyone starts yelling at Puck as soon as they realize that he's back. No welcome, no nothing. It's like, you...
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the troublemaker. Well, it makes sense that he was the troublemaker. I mean, why did he leave and go hang out with Guts all this time?
Mm-hmm.
It only makes sense if he was a troublemaker, and sure enough. Yeah. These are all just it's an idyllic place so that and I almost feel like it's just like being set up like, oh, it's so nice and it's pretty, and Griffith's just going to have to smash it.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, another thing to be destroyed for, under the boots of Griffith's ambition, I guess. Which is
I think this volume does bring up another. It's brought this up before, but whether or not Casca wants to be saved, whether or not, because we don't know if she prefers the version that she is now, or like fake. Because they've brought up a couple of times, like, is that her decision too? Like, you may go through all this, and she may not want to come out of this. Like, it's so.
It's tricky because, like, she's so compromised intellectually
Mm-hmm.
that we would not consider her someone capable of making decisions for herself. I mean, they treat her like a small child. And rightfully so, right? She is like a small child, right? That she needs someone to like stop her from walking off a cliff. She's not being offered agency because she can't take it. So the only way to find out if she really wants to stay that way is to fix her, which is, makes the whole thing more difficult. But it's a weird. Whenever you have magical cures for psychological trauma, you're treading in weird territory.
Mm.
It's always people are always going to be like, like, oh, it's a magical fix for her traumatic, I don't know what you call the state she's in. I don't even know. I don't know if it happens in the real world. I don't know if people are traumatized and revert to a childlike state for extended periods of time. And maybe this is a thing, but I've never heard of it. I don't know. The whole thing is weird. Like,
Mm.
I don't think it's really about like mental illness. It's almost like Casca's mental state is just there to present an obstacle to Guts,
Yeah.
as opposed to it being like semi-legitimate. Like, it's not really an investigation of how people respond to traumatic events, as much as it's just there to provide like a conundrum for Griffith and Guts to hash out. Like, she's there for them.
Do you think their exploration in the dream world will change that a little bit, or do you think it'll still be non-Casca centric and mostly Guts and Griffith centric?
I don't know.
Mm.
I almost feel like the dream sequence is like a side quest in a video game. They just
Yeah.
have to do something to make it seem semi-challenging to fix her, so that when she's fixed, it doesn't feel completely unsatisfying. And I found it unsatisfying.
Mm.
Right, like we've seen the bulk of it. Like, I know you guys didn't read the next volume, but it's mostly done. Like, this is the gist of the of there might be another like step, but it's almost like, oh, you go through this stage and then you realize that it's a dream. So, oh, now you can control these weapons, you collect them, you move on to the next stage. It really does feel like a video game to me. And I was like, I understand it's like a metaphor or whatever, it's fine, but I didn't find it like super, like, it wasn't hard enough somehow, but I didn't really want it to go on
Yeah.
any longer either. Enough of this. Let's just get back
Did
to.
we lose Joe?
I think we might
Oh.
have.
Yeah, and there's some pop culture references too, I guess. They called the ballad Mr. Potato Head.
Yeah.
I wonder.
Oh, you back?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know what happened. Sorry.
That's fine. Yeah, you were saying about the dream and it not feeling satisfying.
Yeah, like, I wanted it to be harder. It seemed like it wasn't hard enough, but I also didn't want it to go on any longer. Like, I had enough, so it was fine.
We've been building for this for 20 volumes.
Yeah.
Seems a little, I don't know.
Scant.
Seemed like it would be a little bit more dramatic.
Yeah, I feel like it was uninspired. Like, little Casca was cute. I'm not sure what purpose that served. Little Casca figurine, who I thought was the Moonchild at first.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was wrong. I was wrong. But, like, I'm like, oh, is the Moonchild inside her? That's weird. And I'm like, oh, because it's not the Moonchild. Has the same hair. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to make of it.
So is that her psyche? Is that she's broken and that's her psyche, the little figure?
I think it's like her essence, like the core of her psyche, something like that.
Mm.
Inside, when it's connected back with her memories, then she'll be intact again. And they go around collecting her memories bit by bit from the the desolate landscape. And I'm like, okay. It feels like a video game. Like, you get a little puzzle piece when you complete like the level. You put it into the doll gets bigger, and then it's like I don't know. I don't play enough video games, but you know what I mean. It doesn't feel inspired. It didn't feel hard enough. Like, I'm sure it was. I don't know. Maybe I needed it to be harder. It was also weird that Guts wasn't involved in the actual process of getting her psyche back together. Like, I understand it, but that was also kind of. Well, I guess he was. He's the dog.
Yeah.
At least it's a representation of him. I don't know.
What do you think of the fact that Casca in this form apparently seems to think of Guts as some sort of savior? Do you think that will mitigate whatever conflict is about to arise? Because we're building up to that. There's no way it's going to be like, oh, cool, thank you for saving me. Let's go live happily ever after. It should be like, what
So,
there is
I know,
going to be.
I thought, yeah.
So, do you think that will mitigate it to a certain extent, or
I don't think he can let Guts be happy.
hmm, that's fair.
Because then what's he struggling against? I mean, if he's the whole struggle against depression, if he has what he wants, um, then uh, then he can't be struggling anymore. You know,
Yeah.
so I have to think something's going to go wrong.
Hmm. Even if everything did go well with Casca, doesn't he still have the Griffith-sized hole in his, I don't know, psyche that he needs to fill?
But he's saying that
Yeah.
he's given up on revenge in order to be with Casca.
Hmm.
So like, it's almost like if he got her back and she's like, "Oh, let's go open that yoga studio," and then he did, and then he's like, "No, you know what? Forget that. I'm going to go after Griffith again." It'd be like replaying the same storyline.
Hmm.
Like he left her before to go after Griffith and go kill apostles, and then he realized it was the wrong way to go. So if he leaves her again, it's like, come on, man, don't you ever learn? So the only way for it to work is for them to somehow not be able to be together somehow. There has to be some twist on something. Um, I think, which we'll find out really soon, one way or the other, I guess. Uh, unless it's after Miura's departure. So I don't know, but yeah, stuff.
So the Elf Kingdom seems interested in the Hawk and knowing more about them. Do you think they're going to be banding together for war against this invasion on their world? Or if Griffith attacks, do you think that the elf people have enough to actually stand a chance?
They don't seem like warfaring people.
Yeah.
They're
They're
too cute.
powerful.
Yeah, but not enough. Like the Wicker Man, I mean, it's enough to fend off like regular old bandits. I mean, you have to
Hmm.
assume it's like an island, right? They have to be able to fend off like regular pirates, and they clearly have enough to do that. Like, the Wicker Man would have fended off like a regular band of like
Hmm.
non-supernatural raiders, but yeah, but no, but if Guts tore through the Wicker Man like
Hmm.
that, which seemed like their big defensive maneuver or on the list, then I have to imagine an army of apostles is just not going to get slowed down. It's just going to be ugly.
Hmm.
They're not coming across as, oh yeah, we can match Griffith like blow for blow. So I don't know. Things don't look
This
good.
this part, I don't know who can match him because he seems.
That's part of what's weird about this whole thing. It doesn't. It's hard to sense a ton of real hope. Um, like there's more than there was. I mean, Guts has magical help. He has friends, but still, like man, the odds do seem overwhelmingly opposed.
Yeah.
They have to hope they can find a weakness in Griffith somehow, something to do with his feelings for the two of them, or I don't know what else. What I don't know. Well, nothing else seems plausible to me.
Yeah, not much.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see. So we like the art.
Very, very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and I think for more than anything else, I like it for the contrast it is from all the other volumes or the darker volumes, like what you said earlier, Joe, that this is so different from what the rest of the manga has been so far that it's kind of amazing. Like it is beautiful in isolation,
yeah.
but in comparison to the rest of the things, it's pretty amazing.
Mm. I especially thought it was I don't know if it's a good moment, but when Sorpico tells Guts that he wanted to kill him and he hated him and he breathed life into Ferrones, and he said, well, it actually wasn't you. It was because he was caring for Casca. She was caring for Casca, and that's what brought her out and let her mature and transform into what she is now. So that was kind of a, you brought her, but I was wrong. You didn't really do anything. Sorry, Casca. Kind of okay. Well,
Yeah, I like that moment of commiseration between all of them where they told each other that they're important. Thank you for coming. And did you also feel like, yeah, the other storytelling device I thought the dream served as was like sort of a recap for everything for some reason? Almost like Miura was being nostalgic about everything that's happened so far, but in a really dark way.
very Berserk-esque.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so we're getting close. Lots of it seems like we're this volume seemed like it had a lot of revelation, a lot of reveals from the story. Like we're learning a lot about the story, kind of what's happened before, how we gotten to this point. We're building more of like the world tree and things like that. So it seems like it does feel like we're nearing. Maybe it's just because it's what's been printed, but it does feel like we're nearing the end or nearing kind of the final act. It seems like the story is kind of peaking a little bit. Like,
Yeah, once Casca, it looks like Casca's gonna get her memories back, or never get them back. Like it's gonna be resolved. Casca's memories are gonna be resolved really soon. They're either gonna succeed or they're gonna fail and have no hope, right? So either one is a resolution.
mm,
We've been trying to get her memories back, like you said, for 20 volumes.
yeah,
Um, and then after that, it has to be kind of the final arc, right? Like Griffith's, because Griffith's got his, pretty much got what he wants, as far as we can imagine. And then all that's left is for Guts to find a way to oppose him or not. And that just doesn't feel like it. I mean, we know it's not going to be that much longer, but it also does feel like it couldn't have been that much longer,
mm,
right? Because there's just not that much more to do.
yeah,
Like, I really do think Griffith's arc is almost complete. He's going to have to, because he's going to have all his dreams, and then there's just what else, what will be the outcome of that? Will he fall apart because he has everything he wants, but he doesn't have Guts and Casca? Because what else would he want, right? Like, that's the only thing else that he could ask for. Once he has every human on Earth worships him. He's got the city. The rest of the world is terrible, but he doesn't have Guts.
mm,
So will that be enough to be a crack in his psyche, or not? But we can't spend 30 more volumes figuring that out. Like, that's just not. So that's not 30 volumes worth of material. I don't think it wasn't supposed to be. It was supposed to be closer to done. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. I do wish they'd hurry up.
you've been saying that for 30 years, probably.
Yeah, but it's not Miura anymore, right? It's this other team, and it's like, guys, you know what you supposedly know what you're doing. You're all supposedly professionals. It's not like you've all been working on this for whatever. I don't know.
I wonder if they would deliberately speed up the release or if they would keep kind of the same schedule. Because that would make Mira look bad, right? If they pumped them out pretty quickly. Like, I guess it would make the fans happy, but would that be, if they did it too quick, would that be a bad thing? Or would you want more, or not so much time, but enough time between each release that you gave readers a chance to catch up and kind of absorb, kind of like a, you know, we didn't want them to binge the last however many volumes we have.
I mean, full speed is still a chapter a month. It's like a volume a year. That's not that fast, right? That's
true.
That's pretty gradual. It's a little more than a volume a year, but not that much more. It's not 2 volumes a year, right? So I think they could do that. I know what I would do if I were the assistant is I'd want to get this done. Because I don't want to be the guy working on his old teacher's legacy project for the rest of my life. That's me. Because I'm arrogant. I'd want to do my own thing. You know? Like Brandon Sanderson didn't want to write Wheel of Time books for 20 years. He finished them and he did it, but then he wasn't like, oh, I want to do more. He could have dragged it out. I mean, they could have done another 10 Wheel of Time books. And if he'd been willing to, I'm sure they would have published them. Like Wheel of Time 2, the sequel story, you know, the wheel turns again, or as the wheel turns, or whatever he wants to call it, you know? But he wanted to do his own thing, you know, because, so I would, that's how I would feel if I were this guy, but maybe, you know, maybe he feels differently, and maybe they do feel if they drag it out longer, they can get more sales. Because the longer you drag it out, the more it's in the public perception is like getting new readers and people talking about it a lot. Maybe you're also like selling more toys and stuff.
Yeah.
Because new lines of toys keep coming out. You know, everyone likes a toy. So I don't really know enough about the business side to be sure.
But do you think the extended schedule allows them to keep working on their own thing while simultaneously doing this? So then you can drag it out for physical reasons.
I think it must. This can't be a full-time job.
They may be incentivized to not go too fast.
Maybe. I don't know.
Oh, cool! Yeah, lots of fun stuff coming up. Only, I guess, next week is the last one. Wow.
For the time being.
Yeah.
And then what I think Dan was joking about this earlier, we'll meet once a year to read the volume as it comes out.
Did we just read 39?
Yeah.
Wow, we really are almost done.
Yeah, we have 2 more. So if we discuss 40 and 41 next week, then I think we're current.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
It's been a while, right? When did we start doing this?
But a year ago.
Yeah. I think late 2022 was when we started, if I remember correctly.
I think we started like in around this time last year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just about a year then. That's not too bad for 41 volumes. We didn't take that many breaks then.
Many breaks. And we combined we didn't combine that many volumes either.
Oh, we did the 35, 36, 37. I think that was the only one that we combined. Maybe one other one. That was it.
That may have helped you.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Cool. It's wild.
Pretty
What am I going to do with my Sunday afternoons now?
I know. I just sit around and don't know what to do. So, well, cool. So, one more to go. Exciting stuff. So, Joe, where can people find you?
jcmburn.com or my Patreon at jcmburn. Easiest way.
and Varsha.
You can find me on the YouTube channel Reading by the Rainy Mountain, and the About page has links to some SFF discussion podcasts if you're interested.
Yes, lots and lots of podcasts we have going on. So come by and say hello over on pagetreon.com, join our forum, say hello, and we'll be posting all the stuff there. So see what we're up to. And we'll talk to everyone soon. One more to go.